Welcome, everybody, back to episode 4 of the Everything and Anything podcast. We're going to be talking a little bit about horror experience, things that go bump the night. We're also going to be watching the top 5, Nuke's top 5. So we're going to do a little bit different this time around, something that's not political, not musical, something a little different. Because we have experiences as we grew older of things that happened to us, things that we saw, to things that we experienced while we're alone or even in haunted houses, especially with our family members that have their own stories that I was told from them. So I'll kind of be telling you a little bit about that. I'm here to let you guys know that our podcast may seem a little bit not interesting as you guys would like, but that's only because we're trying to get past the point of where we are right now and trying to build our podcast. We're not trying to make it to the point where we want everybody to come here and join us and watch and stuff like that. We just want you guys to have a little difference in what you guys are used to. Everybody's used to visual, but there's not a lot of people out there who do audio. I know visual is a big thing for a lot of people because they like to see what's going on, which season 2, like I said, we're going to have a lot of new things, a lot of better audios, better overlays, better microphones, headphones, and of course, we're going to be doing something where you actually will have a visual representation, can we say that word, of us. Me and my sister Zombie Mom here. So that's going to be a while. We're going through 12 episodes of season 1. Season 2 is going to be longer, but we're going to have a lot more time to prepare for season 2. By November, the first Monday of November, or November starting, will be the first episode of season 2. We are going to be taking a break after August to gather everything we need. I'm letting you know now because we're not in the halfway point, but we're getting there. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, follow. We're on multiple channels from YouTube, from TikTok, and Rumble. Just share, let it out there. Just share as much as you guys can. It helps us a lot just to get there. One more thing before I transfer it to my sister Zombie Mom. We will be live streaming season 2. We will be live where we have chats. You guys will be able to chat with us. You guys will be able to tell us your own opinions and how you guys feel about things, whatever the topics are. So that I hope the ones that are with us now, with all the follows that you guys are following now, you guys will be, in a sense, rewarded because you guys started with us from the very beginning, and when we get to season 2, you guys will experience everything, the hardworking side. So, my name is Malicy, and I'm here with my co-host,
Zombie Mom. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everybody enjoyed our episode 3. But now we are out episode 4, and I hope that you guys will enjoy this because I love horror stuff and anything that has to do with scary, spooky, paranormal things. So let's get into it.
This next Nuke's Top 5 exclusive video was sent in by viewer Michael Youngblood. The video was shot near Winchester, Virginia, a city that was the site of some of the bloodiest battles of the U.S. Civil War. Michael is filming his friend Jake when they capture something that they just did not expect.
Let me get you from the front.
Okay. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You recording?
Yep.
Oh, now my socks are like wet because of the ground.
You.
Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Did you see it? When looking back at the video, Michael and Jake are shocked to see what looks like a mysterious figure dressed like a Civil War soldier and carrying a long, old-timey musket. The creepy apparition silently walks across the field right behind them. But Michael and Jake say that they didn't see anyone at the time. So could this be the spirit of a fallen Civil War soldier? Let me know what you think. Shadows of Doubt. It's a normal Friday afternoon in Opelousas, Louisiana, and Dante Saunier stops at a service station to get some gas. Suddenly, he notices something very strange inside a parked and empty school bus across the street.
This bus. About to go walk up to this bus. Look at that. Look at them children playing.
What the fuck? You know, oh, son of a bitch! I just pressed one button. Okay, I unmuted us both. That's crazy shit. The fact that you can literally see.
Huh?
I'm having a lot of fucking issues tonight. Jesus Christ. We should have just done this on Monday. Like we're supposed to. That wouldn't have issues. Anyways, that is some crazy shit that you're seeing shadows in a bus. You know that bus has probably probably either had a car accident and killed all those kids in there, or that location is where probably a massive amount of kids died.
It's just crazy. I mean, I like the first one with the Gettysburg because, that would be legitly seen, by camera, a ghost passing by. I mean, we've had that experience in Nana's house. Yeah, like when she had like this big glass window you could see the front door, and then we would see like soldiers coming to the door, and we're thinking they're gonna we're knocking on the door, and we open it and nobody's there. But every time through the window you would see a soldier just walk by, in his fucking uniform and things like that. And it would be the old time uniforms. It was like World War I, exactly. And it was so creepy every time.
Where it quickly got over 2 million views. As of today, the mystery of the school bus shadows remains unexplained. The Midnight Whisper. Red Easer Mike is up around midnight after his family have all went to bed. He suddenly smells a strange odor coming from the living room, and he suspects that one of the family pets might have urinated on the floor. But as Mike begins searching for the telltale puddle, something scares the absolute out of him. A small childlike voice seems to whisper, "Mike," from somewhere nearby. Mike just books it up the stairs, leaving his dog and his concerned little kitten in the background to wonder what the hell just happened. Now, Mike says that he lives in an old 1850s house near the coast of Herring Cove, Canada, that has a slight bit of dark history, but he says that he's never experienced anything remotely paranormal before this night. In fact, Mike has never even made a single post about anything supernatural until this strange incident that literally sent him running. The Thing in the Tunnel. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Sophie reached out to us about a very creepy video that her friend Laura recorded in an abandoned railway tunnel in Hassel, Germany. The tunnel was built in 1890 and it was used extensively by German troops during World War II. So, while on a weekend trip, Laura checks out the historic old abandoned rail tunnel. She's recording with her phone when she captures what is maybe one of the weirdest clips I've ever seen. Check it out.
Look at yourself, worrying about music licensing. What you need is an artless.
Something pale and thin can be seen rising up from the tracks in front of Laura on what looks like a thin little arm. As for Laura, she gets one look at the disturbing thing and just turns and makes a run for it. Now, watching this clip over and over, I honestly have no idea what this is. It looks like maybe a hairless torso with two skinny arms, getting up in a very unnatural way. Maybe it's an animal, maybe it's a very weird looking person. I just don't know. So you tell me what you think this is down in the comments.
Okay, that is some weird shit. First of all, like, I don't know how far she went in that tunnel, but goddamn, she looked like she was really deep in that tunnel. Like, really fucking deep in that tunnel. And that thing, I don't know, it looked like a frog, like a big ass frog, like pale ass frog. I don't know, it's weird. Oh, son of a bitch. Fucking Christ. We're both of me. I'm done touching the mute buttons right now. I don't give a fuck if you can hear me twice. But god damn it. It's fucking late. Tired. Hot. Computer's giving me shit. And I'm like, beat that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not supposed to be a funny thing. It's supposed to be a serious horror thing. We're here laughing our asses off for nothing.
Oh god, Jonathan, I don't even know. And I just
Oh. And it's hot to laugh. I'm heating up laughing.
is it muted? Am I muted?
No.
Dave.
I said I'm done touching it.
Oh my god. I think it's the hot that makes us retarded.
Yeah, the heat and the fucking humidity. It was
All
supposed
right.
to rain. It was supposed to cool down today.
It didn't.
My PC's having issues because of something happened yesterday. And it's giving me problems. And then this fucking heat. And then deciding if I'm done.
Should we wait till tomorrow?
No, we'll continue.
Okay, you should.
Yeah. We'll continue this fucking bot. Continue this Bobden. We will continue this podcast. We are having mental disabilities right now. Technical disabilities. Technical disabilities. We're having technical issues right now. Technical disabilities.
Well, like I said, the first clip wasn't scary. It was funny because the cat freaked out, slid into the hallway to see what the hell the master was doing,
Yeah.
and then the dog couldn't get up fast enough.
And I was chunky.
It was a chunky dog. And then in that tunnel, it looked like a pale sapito frog.
Frog, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Very weird looking person. I
I'll
just
edit that out
don't
now.
know. So you tell me what you think this is down in the comments. We need scary
Oh,
videos.
fucking nice,
So if
man.
you've seen
I'm
one
not-
or
I'm not
even filmed
really-
one yourself, contact me at
gonna hear
nukestop5@gmail.com. Evil Alexa. Now this next video is about the dangers of accidentally scaring yourself. 8-year-old Jackson and 2 of his friends are having a sleepover at his home in Grapevine, Texas. The 3 fearless young boys decide to ask the family's Amazon Alexa to tell them a scary bedtime story. It was then that they realized they had made a huge mistake.
I don't know that. Alexa, tell me a bedtime story. Sorry, I don't know that. Oh, Alexa, tell me a horror story. Alexa, turn it off. Alexa, stop. Alexa, turn off. Alexa, is that creepy? Yeah. It wasn't. Alexa, play. What's your call? Nothing's scary at all. Alexa, stop. Alexa was
As requested, Alexa begins telling a scary story starting with, "Did you hear that?" The 8-year-old boys lose their damn minds and just begin to scream and yell for Alexa to stop.
Why did he run to his friend?
Oh my god. Sorry, that's funny.
Thankfully, Jackson's
It's not even
mother
a
comes to
horror
the
one. This is
rescue,
more comedian.
but she
This is like
seems
comedian
pretty
acting.
unimpressed by their reaction.
What's your call? Nothing's scary at all.
I think the lesson here is always be careful about letting your kids watch or listen to scary
That's an issue.
content. I mean, enjoy the video
You can't even,
is what I was going to say there.
oh my god, he's
Thank
having
you.
issues like us. Oh my god.
Crazy sounds in here.
I'm not gonna spend $10 on fucking
Unholy night.
YouTube.
Mariana
Right.
Ramos says that her father was attending Christmas Mass at his local church when he decided to send her a quick video of the service. When Mariana watches the video, she sees something that gives her the chills. A pale person with no distinct features and deep hollow eyes can be seen amongst the celebrating churchgoers. Mariana asks her father about the mysterious figure, and he too is disturbed and confused because he says he didn't see this person when he recorded the video. He asks other church members, but no one recognizes the odd stranger in the footage. But here's where things get really weird, because Mariana claims that there was one person who did recognize this figure, the church's old priest. The priest said that the person in the video was an old woman who used to work closely with the church,
Oh, woman, that's
a woman who had died many years earlier. So, is this the woman's ghost showing up to church for Christmas Mass? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Window
She bald,
to the
man.
other
I mean, a
side.
bald woman.
Lost her hair.
TikTok user Alyssa is outside with her 2 children one night when the family spots something strange in the second floor bedroom window.
Alright, my daughter's room is up there, and we keep seeing something. Alright, put your flashlight up.
What is that?
Okay, wait, we're gonna look down for a minute, but put your flashlight down. Let's see if we can get it to go again. Alright, flash it up there. Oh, now it's gone. Put your flashlight down. Flash it again. Put it down. Put your flashlight down. Let's see if it'll
Do you
do
see
it
it?
I'm
again.
looking. Hold on.
Alright, put it up. Hurry.
Oh, the
Oh,
blind.
Oh, the blinds.
Someone or something can be
I was
seen
looking
peeking
like
through the blinds of
down
Alyssa's
here.
daughter's bedroom. But when they shine their flashlight, whatever it is simply disappears out
I'd
of
flip
sight.
it off.
Creepily enough, no one can be seen standing behind the blinds, and no hand can be seen moving them. Now, Alyssa believes that her house is haunted by a friendly ghost or poltergeist that means her family no harm. So instead of being alarmed, Alyssa and her children just rush right into the house and quickly head up to check out the window.
All right, let's see if it'll do it one more time, baby. Put your
Kid ran
flashlight
in
up.
there with like Rambo style. Got some balls on that kid.
All right, it. Let's go inside. Let's go inside. Let's go inside. All right, here's the upstairs. I just want to show you guys. No one behind the door.
Your house looks like shit.
Here's my daughter's room. It's a little messy, I'm sorry, but just to show you. Here's the closet. I just want to show you there's nobody behind.
I mean, it's an older house,
Nobody in the
obviously.
closet.
There was...
Here's the window right over here.
Yeah, you know it's an old house.
Nobody. Not a single person up here.
The family finds nothing and no one there.
I would
Now, it is interesting to note that shortly
Put a
after
camera.
posting this video to TikTok,
Right, at least I can imagine.
Alyssa closed her
Yeah.
account and seemed to just kind of disappear from the internet. So,
Oh, that's
that is a
suspicious.
bit of a mystery.
Right?
It kind of makes you wonder if that ghost was friendly after all. Walking Among Us. Canadian paranormal
That is
investigation
some issues.
team Walking
Exactly.
Among Us reached out to us about a terrifying
we do too.
experience one of their investigators had at the historic SDG jail in Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. The SDG jail was built in 1833, and over its 190-year history, many people have lost their life here. Some by hanging, some from illness, and some from horrible violence. Perhaps even more disturbing, many unclaimed bodies were buried right on the property. With a dark history like that, it's no wonder that the SDG jail is said to be extremely haunted. On an overnight investigation, Walking Among Us team member Krista is all alone in a known paranormal hotspot on the lower levels of the jail. She has a chilling experience that the investigators just can't explain.
My name's Krista. Can you please tell me your name? Is anyone coming around the corner? Yeah. What? Rafe? No, stop. Ayo.
Ooh, I got goosebumps now.
Rafe? That's not funny.
Krista is freaked out when she hears shuffling footsteps in the hallway near her, and then hears a voice that she thinks is fellow investigator Rafe. But there's just one problem. At the time, Rafe is in a completely different part of the building, filming with the other team investigators.
Probably won't even do the port. Nothing ever happens to me. I'm fine.
Yeah,
with it.
but maybe it will.
Okay, fine. I'll sit there.
Sit for like 20 seconds.
Okay,
See if you
fine,
hear
fine.
anything. I'm the same way, so I tend to just be behind the camera.
Which is more fun.
It is.
Krista is all alone while team members Rafe, Kelly, and James are doing a separate investigation in another part of the jail. In
That's how it
fact,
just
when Krista calls out,
makes
the
it-
other team member's camera captures them in real time running over to check on Krista.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
No one gives a shit.
Okay, you ready?
We don't like.
All right,
Is anyone coming around the corner? Yeah. What? Rafe? No, stop. Ayo.
That's crazy. It literally just answered her.
We're coming.
Rafe? Are you okay? That's not funny.
What happened? No one's there.
Damn, they were fucked.
They were far from her. I mean, I know obviously echoes.
No, we're not in the hallway. Yeah, we're going to the. So we were in the room doing the ball thing. He went upstairs. I'm here. He went up.
I heard footsteps.
No, there's not.
And then I was like, hello, is that you? And it sounded like you going, get out of here.
No, that was he was with us.
Oh, I hope that's on there.
I was asleep. Man.
What she should
Take
have
the
had,
footage.
what they should have done is put a camera facing her and a camera facing
You
down.
know why we're not cranky?
Okay, well, hold on. It's all on video of us, how far it took us.
After rewatching the footage, the investigators believe that a spirit might have mimicked Rafe's voice. You can watch this
And what are
entire
those called?
investigation at the SDG jail over on the YouTube channel, Walking Among Us. Who waits in the woods?
Sorry,
So this is Noah. Noah is not a YouTuber. He's not a TikToker. In fact, he's not a quote influencer of any kind. Noah is just a guy who posted one single video to the internet about something that happened to him that scared the living shit out of him. You see, Noah was driving late one night in the deep isolated woods of Sun River, Oregon. He was getting a bit
course, it's in
sleepy,
the woods.
so he decided to pull off onto a desolate country road in the woods to take a nap in the back of his truck. As you can probably guess, it did not go well.
So I was
do you have a
originally
camper?
not gonna make this video,
'Cause-
but a few days ago I was camping in Sun River, and what I thought would be a good location to pull over to the side of the road in like this forest area and sleep, which I thought no one was really around. I'm currently sleeping in the back of my truck right now. I don't even know what time it is, and there's someone walking around my truck right now. If you can hear that, it's pretty loud.
Oh, he's probably shaking.
He's been walking around for like 20 minutes already. My in my cab though. I don't really know what to do. I'm a little freaked out right now, and it's like pitch black outside, probably like 2 in the morning, and he just keeps walking around, and he's like really close to my truck. I've never been this scared, and like this doesn't make any sense because I parked somewhere where you can see no one was on that road. He's literally walking. On my truck.
Oh, he's so scared. Look how shaking he is.
The canopy, the back door's locked. I've never been so scared before ever. I don't think he knows that there's anyone in here. I'm so scared right now. He's literally peeking through the door right now. I've never been this scared ever. So, the current time is 2:30 in the morning right now. He's still walking up around my truck. Try to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. So he runs away. There he is. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Where is he?
I can't see.
Eventually, whoever this person was wandered off and left Noah in peace. But the next morning, when Noah cautiously gets out of his truck, there's some creepy evidence left behind.
So I'm back home. This is the day after. He was trying to peek in my truck quite a bit with all these marks. I didn't even notice until I got home. Handprints there, a lot of scratches, stuff like that. Dragging his finger on my side of my truck. Well, looks like to be trying to get inside my truck. That's really all I could tell from when he was walking around. That's new. Don't know how that got there. More handprints trying to get in my truck. At least the back canopy was locked, but yeah,
Maybe
that
it was
was
some
the
homeless
result.
man.
So
Seeing if anybody was in there, so he
that was probably the scariest camping experience I've probably ever had in my entire life.
Now, the
Go back
strangest thing about this entire incident is that Noah was parked off the road, in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night.
Well, there you go.
And whoever this person was outside
That's the
had no
craziest thing.
flashlight and never spoke
The
a
only vehicle
single
that
word
has
while
cameras on
skulking
the
around
sides are,
Noah's
like,
truck
Teslas.
all night
Yeah.
If
long.
he had a Tesla car, like
So, just who was
blacked
this?
out everything and stuff like
And
that, you
what
could've seen
did he
the
want?
fall.
Maybe Noah is
Creepy
lucky
as
that
fuck.
he never found out.
Albion Online
That's why
is
it's
a
important to lock your
sandbox
door, guys.
MMORPG in which you write your own story instead of following a
Hider in the house. Memo and Patty, a couple who explore haunted places in Mexico, are worried that a vengeful female spirit followed them home from one of their investigations. The couple says that they now experience frequent paranormal activity in their home that terrifies both them and their children. A few months ago, we featured Memo and Patty's story as they began broadcasting their experiences live on YouTube in an attempt to prove that their paranormal encounters are real.
Te ordeno que te largues de nuestra casa.
¡Hola, madre!
One night, they were woken up by weird sounds coming from outside their bedroom door. When this happened.
Te despojo.
Was that a window going out? Or was that a picture?
La ventana. ¿En esa? Sí, no puede, es imposible que haya alguien ahí parado y les voy a demostrar por qué.
Like a window, like?
No, miren, ahí está la ventana, ¿sale?
Okay, so there's the window.
Jálale aquí, va.
Damn.
Chéquense. ¿A dónde está la ventana?
Oh, so the windows. Oh, gosh.
Oh, shit.
Since that night, the terrifying activity inside Memo and Patty's home has only intensified, and the couple continues to live stream their experiences right on YouTube. Another night, and the family is already live streaming as they arrive home. They are answering some questions from their curious live viewers when something happens that is truly bizarre.
Por ahí las llaves se quedaron pegadas. Por ahí se quedaron pegadas. Saludos, Gina TikToks. Vamos a darle con Tokio. Vamos a darle muy bien esta noche a la platicada.
My thing is, if you're looking on the camera,
as the family is getting out of,
I would see that. If you're paying attention to the camera and you're scanning, you would see something unusual in your house.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, unless he was just scanning and talking as he's walking and he's not looking at the camera until later. And a lot of people do that, and I don't know why.
Well, what it is when you're on your phone and you're live, you have chat going all over the screen. So you see the camera doing this thing, but at the front of the camera is the chat. So you can't the words are just keep going up. So he's probably paying attention to the chat, everybody talking and stuff like that. So that's a
yeah, because I mean, but like other times though, like it's just even when they have an actual legit camera where, you know, the old school ones. I mean, they probably still have them, but the ones that you can like look at what you're recording to make sure that the recording's still good.
Yeah.
But yet people don't pay attention to that and actually look at it. And I mean, I know it's hard because it's a small screen, but that is why you like look at every single detail on your camera, you know, to catch it.
I mean, the funny thing is a lot of people, we have very good cameras with very good pictures, you know. We have cameras that have really good pictures when you're taking videos and stuff like that. Most of these cameras look like potatoes.
Yeah, they look like freaking, you know,
they're
like
taken
an
off
old
the flip
razor
phone.
phone, flip phone, you know, it's not
fucking flip
good.
phone. It's horrible.
Uh-huh.
And they also said something that didn't make sense. They're like, hey, yeah, it's live from Tokyo.
Did they say Tokyo or TikTok?
Tokyo. See,
Pegadas. Saludos, Gina TikToks. Vamos a darle con Tokio. Vamos a darle muy bien esta noche a la platicada.
Did you see it? As the family is getting out of the car, Memo randomly pans his phone's camera past the house's window for just a second. But in that brief moment, a bizarre dark silhouette can be seen standing in their living room, even though the house should be completely empty. Memo and his family have no idea what they just caught on camera until viewers watching their live stream start to alert them. Now, Memo tries to debunk the strange apparition, hoping that it was nothing more than a reflection.
No,
but he can find no explanation for who
it's not. It's like
what
inside.
This could be. And things only get worse from here. Another night, and Memo starts to broadcast a live stream to YouTube to show the weird prints that he found on his car that was parked in their garage all day. Suddenly, he hears loud banging coming from a storage room inside the house. He hurries inside, and what happens next is truly disturbing.
¿Quién está ahí? Hola.
Wait, is that in
¿Quién
the
está ahí?
I didn't see nothing.
Hola. Uy, creo que se metió. ¡Ey, ey, ey, ey!
Okay, okay.
Creo que se metió un
I'm
animal.
getting chills right now. Okay, so.
But first, I want to say something.
Yeah.
When you acknowledge a ghost or a presence in your home, you have immediately welcomed it to your home.
Yeah.
So when stuff starts happening in your home, you do not acknowledge it. You see it, you keep quiet, and you do what you got to do. You put sage, holy water, salt on the doorways, and then you tell it, hey, anything's here, please leave. You don't go, hello? Anybody here? I mean, obviously, you know something's there. You don't acknowledge it. And that is what people have a problem of inviting it in without saying you're invited in, And that is why there's always a lot of people that deal with paranormal. You can never acknowledge the spirit, the entity, the whatever it is. Yeah. Demonic, not demonic, it doesn't matter. You take sage, you go around your house, say, hey, whatever's here, please leave, because immediately when you take sage, you're cleansing your home, bring a medium, bring, someone, when you see things that are moving, you see things that are unnatural, immediately find someone to come help you take it out. Because if you acknowledge it and you keep acknowledging it, things are going to get worse.
Yeah.
And things are going to happen to your family. And we don't know if it's a good spirit, not a good spirit, but it doesn't matter. It still shouldn't be in your home, And so that is why when people say, hello, anybody there? You just brung them in your house. Like, then you're saying that, hey, I know you're here. Please answer me. That's exactly what you just did,
Right. And, a lot of people don't realize too, it's like, because everybody does this all the time. As soon as some scary shit happens, the first thing they do, get a Ouija board. When you go on a Ouija board, you're opening up a portal, like a hole in the wall, so to speak, to the other side, and everything can come in and out, and you'll never know who exactly you're gonna get. Yeah. You're just gonna make it worse for yourself every time you do that. So exactly. If you're being haunted by something, don't acknowledge it. Don't say, you get out of my house. Blah, blah, blah. You're just going to make it angry because it goes off your emotions.
Yep.
It goes off how you feel and everything like that.
Exactly. And that's why you take the steps that need to be taken the right way to get it out of your home. No matter what it is, you got to do it the right way because, immediately, like when I go into a home, I could tell the energy, I'm an empath. I see things, things like that. And I can tell right away going into a home if there's things there or not, and when there is, I go right back out because it's more of like them knowing that I know that they're there, they can attach, you know what I mean? And I don't want things following to my home. I mean, my home, I have sage, I have crystals, I have things like that. So, I keep my home blessed pretty much because I'm not going to have things follow me home,
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But yeah. But what we were seeing is...
So there's two things.
Okay.
So on this side right here, you're going to see something. So it's like around here. You can see something.
Hola.
Right there, you see it? Oh my god, the stupid...
¿Quién está ahí?
Sorry, the mouse was low. So look at the curtain, at the bottom of the curtain.
Hola.
All day.
It's right
Hola.
here. So look at it. Do you see the eyes?
Oh, that's
¿Quién
crazy.
está ahí?
And then on the top, you'll see it right here.
Hola.
Look at it. Look at it move.
Uy, creo que se metió. ¡Ey, ey, ey, ey!
Oh, and then that
Creo que
thing
se metió un
moved.
animal.
Yeah.
Hola.
There's nothing there.
Does he pan back to
Yeah, it's
the...
gone.
And he pans back and
No
there's
mames.
no...
The children's playhouse suddenly moves by itself and just slides right across the floor. Mamo fears that an animal has gotten into the playhouse.
But
He
did
frantically
Luke
checks
see?
inside and out.
If he doesn't say anything,
There's
then
nothing there.
see if
But, again, did you see it? Something that looks like a very tall figure with a
I'll say
shadowy
that.
face can be seen peeking out at
That gives me
Memo
chills.
from behind a shelf. Again, Memo doesn't see it and is completely
that's what
unaware of
frustrates
what
me.
just happened until his live stream audience points it out, telling him to go look
No mames.
behind that shelf.
¿Aquí? ¿Cómo creen? Si aquí no hay nada. Está hasta la caja. Vean. Es ropa vacía.
So just who or what is this? Could it be the spirit that
very
Memo and
thin,
Patty claim haunt
small
their home?
face.
Or is this something entirely
He said in
different?
the beginning, it was like a small
It's
girl.
up to
Yeah.
you. You decide.
Crazy.
Thanks so much for watching. If you
Yeah, that's some crazy shit that, you know, a lot of people do experience. But the things that we experienced,
Can't compare to what people have experienced. You know, with us, we didn't have at the time video recordings. Like, we didn't think of it like that because it was just like kind of our natural. It was just constantly, and it was just, it didn't bother us, and we didn't think to record things. Because I'm gonna tell you, we had shitty ass fucking cameras back then, so you probably would be like,
yeah, even then we didn't even have money to get cell phones that were or cameras. This was, you guys gotta understand, this was in the 90s to the early 2000s.
yeah,
Where we still had those fat ass TVs, which the internet wasn't the greatest. We had dial up, for Christ's sakes.
exactly.
You know, we didn't even have touch. We didn't even have a cell phone where we had touch in it. That was like in 2008 or whatever that came out. So we didn't have all this stuff to view things. And in order for us to actually have something, we had to spend a lot of money to get a camera.
Yeah, because it was those big video cameras that
Did VHS.
that had VHS in it, and you had to carry it around. That was the only way we would have had to record it. But these are just what we've actually personally experienced. I mean, if you want to go first, go for it, Malice.
So, well, I only experienced maybe two things in my entire life of something unnatural, paranormal. But I'm gonna tell you a story that my uncle told me that he watched. I think it was in maybe 1996. They were watching this lost tapes, and these are, just mind you, these lost tapes are not like lost tapes you watch on YouTube, where everything looks like it could be fabricated or it could be false or whatever. These are lost tapes that are actually legit, that people had found tapes bloodied or destroyed or whatever, and they just put it together. So there was a story where these three men, military aged men, it was somewhere in Germany, I think it was. They had a one of those very big JVC camcorders, very big, and it had VHS, so you know it's old. And they were, I guess they were out of service because they just got back from service, so they're, you know, with their friends or having a couple of drinks and stuff like that. And they all decided to go to this house in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. They were drinking, they were having fun, they were laughing at each other and stuff like that. And they went inside this house, and it started to rain. So they decided, let's just stay here for the night.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing going on here. So they checked everywhere. They checked upstairs. They checked around the house. There was another door, but they couldn't get through it. It seemed like it was locked from the inside. Well, they were having fun. They were playing cards by a fire and everything like that, and they started to hear noises below them. They were like, "What the hell's going on?" You know, they couldn't figure it out. The noises started getting louder and louder and louder, and it started coming up where that door that was locked. So they all came back. They had their pistols on them, their military issued pistols on them, and they all had their hands on their guns, and they were waiting for whatever to come out. Well, the door opened up, and apparently it was this grotesque looking abomination of a goat mixed in with like a bird, and there was two of them. And they had a human torso. One had like hands of a goat. The other side was like a fucked up looking wing. They had hooves for feet. They were like 6 feet tall, 7 feet tall. It was hard to say, but my uncle was telling me that the videos. It was in the middle of the night. They were watching this. His father was there with him, and the guys just took out their pistols, just firing. But nothing happened. These things were taking the bullets like it was no tomorrow.
It's crazy.
All of a sudden, the creature started. These abominations started attacking the soldiers, ripping them apart, killing them, all the stuff. One soldier managed to leave the house, but the guy with the camera, he started leaving the house, but I guess he got grabbed by the foot or something because the camera just fell, and you could see his hand trying to crawl away. And then after a while, they found the tape, and they didn't find the soldiers, and the house wasn't there.
And the house wasn't there?
It wasn't. It was on the ground. When he dropped the camera, it was on a porch.
Yeah.
But when they were looking for these soldiers, the last known location, the camera was on dirt.
Yeah, see, that's creepy. I mean, our family have a lot of creepy things to talk about. Maybe we'll have to do a part 2 of the horror
part
stuff.
2 of this.
Yeah, so we can have them
talk
about what they
experienced.
experienced. But okay, keep going. What else?
So the second most creepiest thing that ever happened to me, what I experienced was I was walking from my apartment to my aunt's apartment, which we only lived like a block away. And between the block was, I don't know if it was a mental institution or mental asylum. I don't know what it was.
I think it was for disability, like people that have disabilities and Down syndrome, but it was a mental institution for them.
Right. So, and I didn't know that. I was young, man. I was probably like 15, 16 years old. And I was by myself because everybody was at my aunt's house. I was at my apartment by myself, and I wanted to go see my aunt. And I was walking to her house. I was walking through that mental institution or whatever you want to call it because the gate was opened. There's like a little section on the by the road where you can go in and shit. So I was walking through there and everything, and just had my hands in my pockets, and I was just enjoying it. It was a cool night, and I started to feel uneasy. And it was the kind of uneasy you felt that your eyes started to water. And I know from experience now that every time your eyes start to water and you feel uncomfortable, that's fear.
Yeah.
That's legit fear you're feeling. And I was feeling that. So I was walking and walking. I just kept feeling it. And I started to smell something really grotesque. Like rotten meat left out in the sun in a bag. Kind of nasty.
Yeah.
I turned around and I saw someone standing behind the light of the street. And of course, have the cone of the light, and you can see it around it,
but you can't see behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
Something was there, and it was inside the where I was. I started to walk a little faster and faster, and I got to the point where I was passing the buildings, to go to the opposite side so I can get into the apartment complexes. I turned around and he was there behind the lights again. So he was behind the building, behind the light, staring between the crack and the pole. But I could see all I saw was, it's hard to explain it, but it's like his eyes were just pure black voids. And I could see his flat mouth, his nose, like pointy nose. And I just started to run like that. And then when I got over to the other side, to the apartment complexes, I turned around and he was still standing there, but he was waving. And then he disappeared. But when I came inside the apartment to see my aunt and everything, they were like looking at me and it's like, "What the hell? What's wrong with you? You look like you saw a ghost." And I was like, "I don't know what I saw." But I was sweaty, I was pale as fuck. I looked like I was having a fucking aneurysm or some shit. The last thing that I've ever experienced was when I was in Texas. I was living in my landlord's garage, second floor garage, with my roommate. And it was very late at night. I went to go outside down the stairs to go outside to smoke. And I was just smoking, and I started to hear a weird noise. Like either a banshee crying or like just something just unnatural.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard that, everything just dropped. My whole blood, everything I went cold. And I couldn't move for the longest time. I was just frightened with fear, but I can hear it getting closer. And from where I was to where the trees are, I would say it's probably like 50 feet. This thing was between me, the gazebo, and the forest. The gazebo was to my left. This thing was right
behind it.
No, it was like, so the gazebo was to my left, which was like probably like 15 feet. It was probably in 15 feet right in front of me.
You just couldn't see it.
I didn't see it because it was so pitch black outside. Like there's no streetlights or anything in Texas where I was. But I heard it getting closer and closer. I thought it was a deer making a noise, but it didn't. It wasn't no deer because I would hear multiple.
Yeah.
It was just like someone was walking. And it kept getting louder and louder. I ran upstairs. I closed the door, locked it, ran upstairs. I was like panting. My buddy was like, "Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?" I said, "Dude, I heard some scary shit downstairs." And he's like, "I didn't hear nothing, dude." And I was like, "Yeah, because you had your headphones on." And I was like, I would never forget that night because I was the most I've ever been scared.
What about that story about when you were walking the park? And they were like bald.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that was the.
Yeah, it was like bald and pointy nose, black eyes. Like it looked like a fucking demon.
Or vampire.
Or vampire, something. Because this thing smelled. It was. It didn't look natural, like a natural human being.
That's crazy. Oh God, let's see if I can top you. Let's see. First experience is when I was. Oh God, I was probably 9th grade, so I was probably what, 14, 15 years old. 9th grade. We used to stay at our Nana's house a lot, and our Nana's house was like, it was just weird in there. The way it was laid out was weird. The vibes were weird. So, that's when we kept seeing the soldier, the Confederate soldier would come to the door, things like that. But weird thing was, so our uncle got a metal detector and we were playing around with it. Me, Malice, my uncle, and we're like, oh, let's go outside in the backyard, because she had a good, decent backyard. It was really cool. And we were just metal detecting. And I was like, what? There's something really big right here, you know? And so we dug, and it was like this old, do you remember this old metal plate? And we were like, what the hell is this, right? But it would crumble when we were trying to like move it and stuff. And we moved it, but it was still crumbly. And we were like, why is there a big, deep hole? And it was a well. And we tried to put candles down there. It blew out not even halfway. And we tried a flashlight. And as soon as we put the flashlight down, it spinned around and it kept spinning faster and faster. Didn't you remember that? And we thought we saw like bones or something in there, and it was just really, really creepy. So after that, you know, it was like really late, and our uncle was like, okay, well, let's just put a, so, you know, Nana don't fall into it and stuff, so let's just put the plate back. We'll just put dirt back later tomorrow. And we're like, okay. So I was sleeping on the couch, and our dad was sleeping on the bed in the living room, and you were sleeping, I think, on the floor or something. I don't remember. And I don't know, I woke up with chills. And it was, I think, 3 in the morning, or maybe 2. Um, as soon as I woke up, and mind you, like, you would think, like, okay, maybe it's sleep paralysis, maybe, you know, you're still dreaming, it's not real. But it was so real to me that as soon as I, like, open my eyes, I see this little girl, long black hair, you know, old fashioned dress, you know, these black shoes, and she had something she was holding to her chest. And I'm still watching this little girl, you know, walking. She stops and she just stares at me. Mind you, I could see through her. Like, it wasn't like a, maybe, you know, our little cousin, or, you know, some random girl walked into her house. No, she was you could see freaking through her. She stops and she stares at me. And I could tell you her eyes, I mean, everything looked human. You know, I could tell her eyes were brown, her hair was dark brown, and everything. Like, I could see the dimension of her and everything. You know, she stares at me, she stops and stares, and then mind you, the living room is kind of connected to the dining room. It had a big arch, and my grandma's dining room, you know, was right there, and it had big mirrors, um, you know, in the dining room. And she just walks, I don't know how to explain it, but right on top of the kitchen table. And she's sitting there and she's humming, and she has this book. I mean, it looked like an old fashioned Bible or diary. I don't know what it was. And she's humming and she's moving back and forth, back and forth. And my dad snores, so I think that kind of startled her, because she stops and turns really fucking fast. Mind you, I have goosebumps. Okay, this is not my first ghost and stuff, but you still get that fear, that goosebumps, you know? She gets off the table, or like somehow moves really freaking fast, and she's stops by the kitchen arch to the entrance. She looks at me and she just kind of, you know, puts her finger and saying, come here, you know. Mind you, I was freaking hesitant to even walk. I'm like, maybe it's a freaking demon trying to, like, take my soul or rape me or some shit, you know? So I was hesitant, but I told myself, you never know what's gonna happen. Like, you gotta go see what's going on. Like, you know, so I pushed my fear aside. And as soon as I walked into the kitchen, mind you, every cabinet, drawer, refrigerator, everything was open. Okay? So the main thing I closed was the refrigerator, because that's the electricity, and my nana gets very adamant with electricity. So I closed that. Walk into where the back door is to the backyard, and I didn't even open the damn thing. I open the blinds that she had, and I see her, and she's floating on top of that hole that we dug up that night. And all the dirt was like, it looked like piled around her, but the hole was bigger than what we dug, what we saw. And I was just staring with my eyes wide, and you could see the moon just go through her. Like, it was just so freaking weird. And then she looks at me, and then not even the blink of an eye, it just sucks in, and like, it just seemed like right out of the fucking movies. Like, everything just goes back to normal. And I'm watching it in my own eyes, and I couldn't sleep all night. I just stood there I just sat there in the couch, just like, did that really happen? Did that really happen? Okay. The next day, as I'm telling you, everybody the story, don't you remember that? Everybody was around the kitchen table. It was nighttime. I think we were eating something. And I told everybody, I said, I had an experience that last night. Like, I just want to hear it. Told everybody, shut up. Like, everybody's just stayed so quiet. My grandma had this bookshelf. And nobody ever touches the bookshelf. You know, it was books. Who wanted to touch it? You know, and there was a phone book that was shoved in there that you would have to take other books out to take it off because it got like stuck there.
Yeah.
So everything was like, my grandma had everything the way she had it and stuff. Nobody touched it for like years. Like the phone book, everything. As I'm telling this story to the family, the phone book and a couple of books freaking dropped. And everybody stood quiet and they looked and they were like, what was that? And they looked at the phone book. I mean, if nobody knows what a phone book is where you had addresses and numbers where you can contact, you know, Peter Piper or like, you know, Pizza Hut, people's numbers. That's how it used to be back then. So we were all freaking out because it was just so weird that things started escalating after that. You know, more of the paranormal started going on. You know, there was another incident where I lost my train of thought. Oh, where so we were all again at my grandma's house. My sister, my uncle, and my dad were in my uncle's room. They were watching I think Resident Evil or something because we are such a big horror fans. And I was in my nana's room, and we were talking. Okay, our grandpa was in his room watching whatever, and my grandma goes, "Hey, go check on your sister. Tell her to come here." I said, "Okay." Mind you, she's my older sister, and I opened the door, and I'm like, "Where's you know, my sister at?" And they're like, "I don't know." You know, they both look at me. You know, everybody looked at me, and they're like, "I don't know where she's at." And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I went into my uncle's bathroom. Maybe she's there. Went into the other bathroom. Maybe she's there. Went into my grandpa's room. Maybe she's there. Like, I walked around the freaking house. Mind you, it was a big house. So I walked around. Where is she? You know, in the front yard, I looked. Couldn't find her. Couldn't find her at all. I told grandma, I said, Tasha's missing. My sister's missing. And she goes, what do you mean she's missing? I said, she's missing. Like, she's nowhere to be found. So my grandma even went with me to our uncle's room, to her son's room, to go see if she was there. She wasn't there. They were like, no, we just said she's not here. So my grandma went with me. Like, I was with her the whole time. We went into the backyard. As soon as we opened the back door, my grandma had stairs to go down. So as soon as we went to open the back door, we had the most coldest chills there could be. Like, you feel like so uneasy feeling, like you want to throw up feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you know, sister, we're looking for you. Because that we thought was her. was sitting down on the steps. She had her long hair. She had a barrette in her hair that was unusual because my sister doesn't use barrettes. And this was an older looking barrette. And I went and I had one foot on the steps, one foot inside, because I went to go and touch her. And I could tell she went to look to the right side, and it looked exactly like our sister. And as soon as I was going to touch her on her shoulder, my grandma grabbed my hand, grabbed it really freaking hard. I never know she had the freaking strength, our Nana. And she grabbed my hand. She forced me, like literally threw me almost inside and shut the door and locked it. And she looked at me and she grabbed me by the shoulders and she said, "That is not your sister." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? That's not my sister." I mean, it looks like it. Like, she's right there. Why'd you shut the door on her? Why'd you lock it? As a young girl, I'm like, why? I'm freaking out. And she looks at me and she grabbed me again by the shoulders really tight. And she goes, "That is not your sister." And the paleness of our Nana, because our Nana is Indian, like, she's dark skinned, okay? And she was white. You could tell the sweat dripping down. Like, she was so freaking scared. So I ran into our uncle's room and I said, "Hey, this is what just happened." But her sister was sitting right there. And she looked at me and I said, "Where were you?" She goes, "I've been here the whole time." I said, "But I just asked Dad and Uncle where you were, and they said they didn't know where you were." And they looked at me and they go, "You never came in." And what do you mean I never came in? I came in with Nana too. And I was freaking out. And they said, "You've never came in. You never asked where she was. She was here the whole time. You never came in." So I run to my grandma's room because my grandma's still kind of sitting there like shocked of like, did we just see what we just saw? I told grandma, I was like, "Nana, they're saying that we never came in to see where she was." So, knowing my grandma, huffy and puffy, like, "What are you freaking talking about?" She goes in, opens the door, shuts the TV in front of everybody, and looks at them and says, "We just came in to know where she was. Why didn't anybody, what are you saying we didn't come and check on it?" And they said, "You've never came into the door." So it seemed like it was two-dimensional. Like, it was two dimensions. Because it was so weird. And so me and Nana just had that freak. And we both saw exactly what we saw. And it was so creepy. And it still plays in my head every day. Maybe it was a duplicator. You know what I mean? Because it was so creepy. And, I mean, Malice, we have so many stories. And I know it's such a short time to say it. That's why I say we might have to do two. Because, Nana has a lot of stories that, would creep people out. I've had,
especially our uncle.
Oh yeah,
one of our uncles. He experienced a lot of stuff growing up.
Exactly. And I think the other thing that, I had to shut off was, I know how to turn off, turn on the paranormal. But a lot, because due to my son and due to things I don't want to bring into my house, I have shut it off. But I can see and hear things unnaturally. Every time I pass a cemetery, it just seems to tune in more. Sorry, Malice's cat is just a chunky thing and so cute. I mean, I probably have more stories. It's just due to the time frame, and saying things. But I mean, there's a lot more things. I mean, me and my sister have seen UFOs in back of a station wagon. And actually UFO, like the whole saucer, like we saw that, flying. Our grandma and grandfather have passed away, so they had a lot of stories growing up, and I think it follows our family when it comes to paranormal, when it comes to, aliens and things that have occurred. It's constant with our family, but we have tried to shut it out of our life due to the fact of our children, due to the fact we don't want to deal with it because it's just creepy,
Right. Like for me, like I'm an empath too, but I think I'm spiritually retarded because when it comes to certain situations, I don't get affected unless I'm either alone or I'm in a very like I'm in a very horrible situation. Our aunt says something about what she's experienced or what she saw right there in front of us. Um, I don't feel it, and normally I feel everything that happens. And the only in rare occasions that I do feel something is if I'm alone. It's more stronger when I'm alone. Um, my emotions when it comes to that get really high to the point where I'm like I'm not scared. I just feel everything.
Yeah.
And I know I've had issues, like I've had scratches on me before. I've had handprints on me before. I've had bad horrible dreams and
paralysis.
Yes, I can't say that word. um but I've never had it to the point where I'm like nukes, when people experience things like that. Never has happened to me as bad as those 3 times in my entire life.
Yeah, I can't even count how much things I've seen, heard, experience. I mean, all my life, and I mean, the other thing is too, when we talked about the Ouija board, our aunt should be the one telling you, but she opened a portal that never got closed. So now it don't matter where she lives, it sticks with her. I stayed the night at her house a couple months ago, and her house makes me feel uneasy. It's not a good feeling. It's creepy being there. But I do, because I love my aunt and everything, but the trash can moves by itself. Um, you know, I don't like sleeping because I feel like there's a presence over me. Um, so I don't really sleep good when I'm there. Because I have to watch myself, it seems like, and I've told her put cameras, because I bet you could see and find like things a lot, and but that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot to say about our family with paranormal stuff. Lots of things has happened.
Especially when they were younger, living in Ohio. They've experienced a lot of shit up there too, especially because Ohio, where they were living in Finland, it was very isolated.
Yeah.
Like there was not a lot of people there. So when you were talking about that well, it wasn't a well.
What was
What
it?
I remembered, it was. We only saw this side of the wall, which was the right side.
It's all
But
stone.
we couldn't see anything else. We couldn't see any more walls, just the right side wall. And I remember that clearly because I stuck my head in there. And I was trying to look, trying to look one way, other way, left side, right side. The only wall I saw was the right side wall, from where where we pried the fucking floor thing, the panel.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I saw.
And the thing is, like, I remember totally different. And that's why I say it might be portals, because how different we have experience, even though we were both there. Our uncle was there. I mean, we haven't even asked him what he saw and experienced that night.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, with that little girl situation, you know, I mean, I want to know, you know, did they die there? Was, you know, what happened? You know, because it was weird too in the hallway. They had a built-in linens closet, and the double doors opened up. Double doors opened up. The two, because there was 3 drawers, the 2 opened up. The third one was nailed shut. So I said, I want to know what is down there. But it's just weird. And as soon as I pry it open, this big gush of wind hit. And it was dusty. Not dirt. It was gray dust. So it might have been a cremation down there. Something happened. But it was like a slant. And then you see a wall that slanted deeper down. And my grandma like came, you know, kind of not running, but like, you know, close that thing, close it. So, you know, she had so much experience in that house that we never asked her, you know, because as I said at the time, we just liked creepy things, but we didn't think of it as what happened. Why was everything shut and bolted and hidden?
Right. And the thing is, like, you know, I think that used to be a crematorium place. Because
how weird it looks. The house was so weird.
It was. And just to having some random ass hole in the backyard that was bolted shut. And then we dropped a flashlight down there, and it didn't look like sand. Like, it looked like sand more than it looked like dirt. Like, it was that fine grain kind of sand.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of us made it, you know, when it was spinning, we could see something. I don't know who's the one who said there's a skull.
It looked like a skull. It was me. It looked like a skull.
Right. And then we all the way down, but the only wall we saw, what I remembered, was the right side wall when it was spinning.
So it looked like it was dark one side and
it was completely dark. Like, even the flashlight didn't illuminate anything. So, and I remember when they did close it, it took so many trucks of cement to fill it up. Like, so many.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. This was after before they left.
Why? Who?
When grandma and them were leaving to move to the apartments, the person that wanted to buy it or whatever, the house, they saw the hole because the hole was dug up.
But who dug it up?
But it was completely dug up. The metal panel was gone. There was a perfect circle of dirt around it.
And I said, it was so weird.
Yeah, because the guy told grandma when before they left that they're gonna bring cement trucks to fill it up. She was telling me it took maybe 20, 25 cement trucks, passes back and forth, just to fill it up.
Those actual big spinning cement trucks that hold tons of cement.
Yep, 25 to fill it up.
Oh, I wish we had bought that place.
And she was telling me that they went down there.
See, I didn't know that. Well, I had my son at the time, so I
and my grandma asked what was down there. They didn't say anything. So whatever was down there wasn't supposed to be
opened
or
even seen.
Yeah. And when they finally filled it up with cement, and it was dried and everything like that, they fixed the house completely nice and everything, but no one could live there anymore people just they stayed there for a week. They left every single time.
So then the paranormal got more intense. You know, that would be really fun for me and you to do that.
Right.
Go there and ask permission to stay there just a night with recordings and
See
see what happens. Yeah. I mean, if we have to even pay for their hotel for that night so they can so they can leave and we can investigate more.
I don't even know if it's still there.
It is.
Or if it's boarded up.
It's still there.
Well, I know if it's still there, but I'm saying like if it's boarded up.
I know the last time our aunt told us, I don't know if she told you, that there was nice people there that were living there. And they told her, because she wanted to ask if it was being rented out or anything, because she wanted to live there. I guess she went to go visit. And don't quote me on this. I don't know if she went to go visit or she called. But these nice people told her that there's an older gentleman and an older woman. The older gentleman is always in the kitchen. And the older woman is in the room.
The same bedroom Grandma used to be. The master bedroom.
The master bedroom, in the closet looking for something. And so obviously that was like the best time that my grandma had to live somewhere. Like, she lived there for over 10 years.
Oh, it's longer than that. They lived there. They started living there when I was, so I was a baby. Still, like, I remember 5 years old, they were there.
Yeah. So, I mean, they lived there for a very, very long time. And these people said that they're constantly there and they hear singing. And our grandpa used to sing constantly. He's Puerto Rican and he would sing in Spanish all of the time with a towel over his shoulders. And that's exactly what the lady said, that it's an older gentleman and she hears singing and she sees this older gentleman in the kitchen. And my grandpa was always in the kitchen. He loved cooking.
Yeah.
And my grandma loved being in her room and, reading the newspaper and things like that. So, I mean, I think that would be one good experience for you guys to see.
Just get better cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we can get better cameras and things like that, and we'll up to date you on everything. But I think that would be so interesting to go there and stay one night and hear things, and no Ouija board because that opens things that we don't want, but just to see and feel something, an experience, because that would be pretty crazy if we did, I haven't passed through it, so I don't know if it is people living there or boarded up or anything, but if it is, we would have to call the landlords to see if we can,
definitely
go there.
I've always wanted to do paranormal investigation stuff for a long time. And there's a lot of places where we live here in Arizona.
I mean, I know another place would be so interesting is Tombstone.
Yeah.
And Old Tucson Studios. I just think any place that is creepy is always something interesting. And that's what I say, the Everything podcast is everything. And of course we'd love it. But I think taking a next step of maybe trying the first is to go look at our Nana's house. It's always going to be our Nana's house, but that is what Auntie has told me about the house that she last talked to the people that were staying there. And just to think about it, it's just crazy.
Right. And I'm down for anything. We are the Everything and Anything podcast. We'll talk about everything or anything. We'll do everything and anything that we feel that should be fun or exciting for you guys too. There's definitely going to be a part 2 of the horror experiences for sure, because we do have people that have really good stories. And I've been looking online to see if we could find good places to go to that are abandoned or, you know, or have prone to horror, uh, paranormal activity. Um, because I want to experience something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I watch. I mean, the main people that I watch on YouTube and have been so legit is Mine CTV. I'm not um they're not supporting us or anything as a podcast, but Mindseed TV, you need to check them out because everything there you cannot it's real and how they experience things. Um and I love watching them. They're so interesting, and I'm excited for, their episodes when they come out and things. But check them out, because they're really good. But I mean, with paranormal and things that are unnatural, um, has followed our family for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Finding out our legit ancestor genes, I guess you could say, um, just recently is pretty crazy too. Um, you know, I can't even explain everything in one setting, but I just think that I'm hoping that this entertained you a little bit. I mean, I know in the beginning was pretty crazy and messed up, but
well, that's power of editing that can fix anything.
but I just think that I just hope that you guys enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed talking about it, because I think is more our setting, because we love horror. We like things that are creepy and unnatural. So we hope you really enjoyed this episode. And I hope that you guys can tell us your experience in your comments, and you know, um, so then when part 2 comes up, we can put you out there and tell them your experience, because that's pretty interesting. And I hope you did enjoy this episode.
Yeah, definitely for real. I hope, I know it's still scuffed in a lot of ways. I know we have a long ways to go to make it the way it should be. I know you guys like visual more than you guys like audio, because you don't want to sit there and listen to us. You want to see something. But sometimes it's good to actually listen instead of seeing. Just even if it's for shits and giggles, or even if it's something that you're hearing people say, you know. But we will have video and audio, and streaming at the same time. In season 2. Season 2 is going to be something that I'm going to be working hard to make sure it goes perfectly well. Audio is going to be a lot better. Visuals are going to be a lot better. We're going to actually have camera facing what we want to represent us. It's not going to be us. You're not going to see us physically. It's going to be something else. So it's going to be a little bit different. Um, we just put this together in the short notice. We didn't even plan to do this podcast. We just wanted to do it,
Think
for
it
the
was
hell of it.
interesting.
Really,
It's
for the
fun.
shits and giggles. That's what we wanted to do it for.
And it's fun, and we like doing it. And like I said too, you got to think about it. Back then we used to have audio to read our books and things like that, and you have to use your imagination. So when we tell stories or have things come out, we want you to use your mind and see what we're talking about through your own mind. And but like I said, with Nukes, he's a good person, a good YouTuber and things like that. And like I said, Mindseed TV is another good YouTube paranormal
channel
that they do. There's a lot out there that are legit and some out there that are not. But you just got to be careful in what you are finding interesting. We don't like to, our content is never to lie to you guys or to make you guys have to watch us or listen to us or anything like that. We just enjoy what we do.
Right. And at some point it will get better. Even for those who do actually watch our videos from beginning to end, I am sorry you have to listen to a lot of scruffiness, a lot of background noises, and all that shit. I do apologize. Like I said, it's a work in progress of what I have to do. Here's another thing before I end it. I'm working with a 5-year-old PC. I built this PC in 2017. Okay, it's 5 years old. I haven't upgraded it. I haven't done anything because money's been really fucking tight. But one of the ideals that I'm going to be doing is, besides getting the equipment for our stream to be better, but also upgrading my PC to handle a lot of things better, so I can prepare myself, for when that happens, for when we do season 2. I'm using janky shit like Voice Meter for me and her to listen to audio, which I could probably find something a little bit better. Yeah, I'm on OBS doing this stuff. Most of the stuff that you see here on stream is what I did. I didn't pay someone to do it. I did it myself. And maybe I'll have someone do it for me to make a better looking visuals and stuff for you guys. I don't know. I'll play with it until I get better. But I really do appreciate you guys being here, watching our videos, listening to our videos. I know it's scruffy now and you probably don't want to follow, but follow, help us out a bit, make us feel like we're doing something, make us feel like you guys are actually enjoying it. Leave a like or share something. It helps us feel like we're actually doing something different for a change, and not being like everybody else that just posts a few videos here and there and then you guys don't get anything in return. My goal is to make sure you guys do get things in return later on in the future.
And like I said, comment, like, share, put us out there.
So that's my phone.
We would really appreciate it. We appreciate the people that are following now and watching it. Please don't watch it for like 9 seconds or 9 minutes or whatever.
5 minutes usually.
5 minutes. Please, please, please just
give us a chance.
Give us a chance. Hear us out. It's going to get more interesting. Like I said, this is first for us. We're new to it all. We're trying to figure out what's trending, what's hot to talk about. I mean, if you have something, give us advice. We would appreciate it. We would take it in. So please just like, subscribe, comment, share, put a notification on it, so you guys can get us when we hit every time. It's going to get better. Just give us a chance. And we love all of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, we appreciate it.
Yep. And for that note, you guys have a great week. We'll see you in the next one, episode 5. We're going to be doing something. We're going back to politics, but there's a reason for it. So we'll see you guys next time. Love you guys. Hit that share, hit that like, hit that follow, subscribe. Let us know you guys actually appreciate watching. Well, sorry. Let us know that you actually like watching our videos. It does help.
Yes.
I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.